Hello everybody, I'm Trevor Bales. Welcome to the Bales Hay Farm and Ranch YouTube channel. Today is kind of a unique day. This day only happens once, twice, maybe 3 times tops. Well, 3 days out of the whole year, which usually right around this time of year. But I have like 6 barns completely empty. That barn's actually empty. There's this hay sitting on the outside. Look at this. Empty, empty. That barn has 1 load in it. Empty, empty. That barn's actually full. Empty, empty. Like I said, it only happens like 1 day, maybe 2 days out of the year that this many barns are empty. So it's pretty neat. It's also a perfect time to get some prep work done, smooth them out. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I've got 2 really big tires that I drag behind a tractor that knock down the big ridges. And then I've got a smaller tractor that then smooths it out. The big tires leave grooves in the gravel, and the smaller tires smooth them out. I don't know how well you can see them. There are some rather large ridges, and when you hit those in a squeeze, it's not fun. I use these big tires. They're pretty big, and these old screens, rock screens, to drag them. Like I said, they knock down the big ridges that the tires, they fill in the holes the tires make when they spin, or the ridges that get left behind the stacks from sitting there. But they leave those small lines down the middle. I then follow behind the big wheels, tires, with this little thing we made. And it's kind of nice. I just, if these tires and when these tires get worn out, I put new tires in. It's a good way to recycle old tires. And it works really nice. It smooths things out. They're drugged behind this deal called a Roadmaster. I just have it barely lifted off the ground to where it picks up a little bit of rocks and gets the high marks. So I'm just going to follow everywhere the big tractor went with the big tires and knock all the ridges down. From the outside, this barn looks full, right? All that hay. Let's go to the inside. Completely empty. I leave all this up. This is the south side of this barn. This barn goes east and west with a south wall. The sun is always to our south. It's either straight up or south. I'm gonna leave that south side up, and this is where I'm gonna put my highest quality alfalfa to keep the sun off it, to help keep the value up. This barn has bigger rocks, so the tires, the big tires I was pulling earlier, don't make the same ridge lines. So I'm not too concerned with it. Plus, I'm only gonna be coming out of this barn from the ends, so the squeeze will be going parallel with the ridge lines, not perpendicular to it. If we were going perpendicular, then you'd be going across all those ridge lines, but we're going parallel with it, so we're not gonna notice them. If you find yourself wondering, Trevor, why is it so important to get those lines out of there? When you're in a squeeze carrying a stack of hay and you hit one of those lines and it bounces, guess what happens to that stack of hay? It goes everywhere. Plus, it's hard on your nerves. Every time you hit that ridge line and that squeeze bounces, oh, your nerves you tense up. It's not fun. So it's best to get rid of those ridge lines now while I can, and just make everything better. Make it all smoother and easier, better for the squeeze. Every barn will not get empty, unfortunately. The one in front of me, it's got some rye alfalfa mix, which we've already baled from this year, so that's why it's not empty. However, half this barn is full of Bermuda. I have like 1,000 extra tons of Bermuda, which I wanted to have a little extra, but 1,000 tons is quite a bit more than I wanted. Last year I ran out and I had to buy some from a neighbor, and it was expensive and it wasn't very nice. So I didn't want to do that again. So we tried to inventory to where we'd have like an extra 300 tons or so. I don't know what happened, but I've got 1,000 tons. If I'm yelling at you guys, I'm sorry. That little tractor is loud, open cab, and I didn't have earplugs, and the rocks are actually really loud too in there. Another reason the barns aren't completely empty, we start making new hay when there's still a little old hay left, but we're gonna sell out of that new hay before the third cutting or fourth cutting comes around. That's what that hay is. That's new hay, but there's only a load and a half left, so it's almost gone anyways. This barn next to me is alfalfa ryegrass mix. That's all stuff from 2021. This is all stuff from 2020. I generally run out of it, but I grew a few extra acres last year. The first cutting generally doesn't go very well because it's too cool. Happened this year. So the whole first cutting I sold cheap. I wanted to get rid of it. I didn't want it in my barns. I didn't want to store it. I didn't want it to fall down. I wanted it gone. So all the first cutting is gone. It's sold. We baled it. It's gone. Okay, technically a second cutting. First cutting went to a dairy. Second cutting is almost all gone. There's like 3 loads left in that other barn with the rye alfalfa mix I just showed you. So it's almost all gone. Now that barn next to us has a lot of really nice stuff from last year. Now, I'm not gonna feel the crunch from losing that whole second cutting of soft rye alfalfa mix. I've inventoried last year's hay for this year. Now, hopefully this beginning of next year, a year from now, I'll have some of this year's rye alfalfa mix left over, and I won't have to keep that soft, mushy, very green rye alfalfa mix. Inventorying hay, it's just like a grocery store or anything else. You've got to be thinking ahead, planning ahead. However, I have to plan seasons or a year in advance because I can't just go buy these products. They're products we're making, and if I plan poorly, I'm out of it. It's gone. Got to wait till the next year. And if that happens, I lose customers. They go somewhere else to find it. Man, I went to lock the gate. I can't find my keys. Oh, I've been terrible with them lately. I usually don't lose things, but just the last couple days, I've not done very good with my keys. Well, nothing like misplacing your keys. They might be in my buddy Duck's pickup from yesterday. I'm hoping that's where they are, because I was with him yesterday evening. I've done other videos on those barns. If you're new to the channel, you're probably wondering, those barns, I've got 10 of them. They are 100 foot wide by 200 foot long. And we fill them and we empty them every year. I've got an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an additional 5 barns, but they're not those same sizes, so they're a little bit harder to count and just know exactly what's in there by looking at them. I know those 200 by 100, they're 8 stacks wide by 24 stacks long, and then I put an additional stack on under each eave, so it's really 10 stacks wide, 24 stacks long. Then multiply all that by 2 because I double stack everything. But it's just nice. There's 10 of them, just like that. And then there's those 5 others that, well, they're all different sizes. One's 7 wide. I don't even know how long it is. One's 6 wide. Another, these 2 I'm driving by here, they're each 6 wide, but I don't know their lengths. I don't know. So they're a little more difficult. We've been putting those barns up in phases. When I got back from Africa in 2014, I think we tarped all of our hay for 1 year, and I quickly realized we were losing close to 12% of the hay we put away. Right away we built 4 barns, put 4 in, and then so that took us, we already had 2, so that gave us to 5, or I'm sorry, that gave us to put us up to 6. Whoa, just went over a big canal, so it's like rough right there. So then we're up to 6. Then the year after that we realized, wow, we need another 2, so then we went up to 8, and then the year after that we realized we needed 2 more. It went up to 10. Now we have 10 barns plus the other 5. So, and I kind of want 2 more, but I don't need them, but I would like them. Hopefully we keep growing as a business and a farm as we've been doing, and if we do, then yeah, we're gonna need more storage space, more barn space. So it's a good problem to have. That means we're selling product, but we gotta make sure we can continue to do our math correctly. You don't want to sell product you don't have. That would not be good. I shouldn't say it that way. Make sure we're selling our product cost effectively. We need to always know what our costs of goods sold, the cost of the goods sold is. You could sell it all day long at a price, but what did it cost to make it? So you don't want to sell it for less than what you made it for. Then it would be going backwards. I don't want to go backwards. So if you haven't realized yet, this is not just a farming show. This is all sorts of stuff. Farming, making hay, selling hay, storing hay. Yeah, sorry if it's disappointing, but it's not just farming. Kind of a quick show today, kind of a boring show, all about the barns. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you had any questions, if I left anything out, please let me know. I'm sure I'm gonna get asked, how many bales do you sell a year? Probably close to like 500,000. I don't know exactly, but let's just say 500,000 plus or minus. When we're at capacity, I could sit down and do the math and tell you how many bales we have when every barn is full. I'm just lazy and I don't want to do it. Because really, I don't even know how long barn 2, I don't know how long it is. Barn 3, I don't know how long it is. Or 4 or 5. Or no, not 4. I know how long 4 and 5 are. I don't know how long the 2 rentals are, Abrams. I don't know exactly how many bales all those other barns hold. I just know my 10 big ones because they're all the same, so it's easy to know. Great, now you're thinking this guy doesn't even know anything about his business. He doesn't know how many bales he sells a year, and he doesn't know how many bales he holds when he's at capacity. It doesn't matter. Other people in the business know. I don't have to know, all right? I'm sorry. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry I went off on a rant. If you have any questions, let me know. Those are I just told you the ones I don't know the answers to, but hope you enjoyed the show. See ya.